Today we're going to assemble the Dreams Bilbao storage bed, and to show us how it all goes together, please let me introduce Heather. To build the centre cupboard, we're going to start with the baseboard, so position it as shown. Now take a dowel and place it in one of the dowel holes in the side of the baseboard and tap it in with a hammer. You want to repeat this for all 8 dowels, 4 on each side of the baseboard. Now take one of the top brace bars, and you want to put a dowel in each end of the brace bar. These went in quite easily and didn't need a hammer. And you want to do the same for the remaining brace bar. Now take the left-hand side panel. You can identify it by the 4 holes that are pre-drilled for the hinge plates. Now take one of the hinge plates and 2 small screws, and screw the hinge plate to the side panel as shown here. Don't tighten the hinge plate fully yet, you want to leave it loose. And then you want to repeat the process with the other hinge plate. Now take the front top brace bar. You can identify it because it has 3 holes drilled in it. Now locate the brace bar dowel in the hole in the side panel and secure and tighten with a large screw. Make sure that the finished face of the brace bar is facing outwards. And you need to repeat this process with the plain rear upper brace bar. Now take the baseboard and make sure that the finished edge of the baseboard is positioned as shown. Now carefully locate the dowels in the baseboard into the holes in the side panel, and using 3 medium-sized screws, screw the baseboard into the side panel as shown here. Now take the remaining side panel and carefully line up the holes in the side panel with the dowels in the baseboard. You also have to align the dowels in the top brace bars with the holes in the side panel. Once all the dowels are in place, you can secure the side panel to the baseboard using 3 medium-sized screws. Now take a large screw and screw the side panel to the upper brace bar. You want to repeat this process to secure the other brace bar as well. Now carefully turn over the cupboard and position the back panel as shown. Make sure the back panel is nice and square with the cupboard. Now secure the back panel to the back of the cupboard using the small nails provided. Whenever using nails in a hammer, it's always wise to wear a pair of goggles. Nail the back panel down in all the positions shown here. Now take the door and lay it out like this. Place one of the door hinges into one of the large holes in the door and secure to the door using 2 small screws. And repeat this process for the other hinge. Now carefully offer the door up to the hinge plates. Now slide both hinge arms into the top and bottom hinge plates. With the hinge arm correctly seated, tighten this screw to secure the hinge arm to the hinge plate. At this stage, you can now also tighten the hinge plate to the side panel. you need to repeat this process also for the bottom hinge. Your centre cupboard is now ready to fit to the bed. To assemble the drawers, take a drawer front panel and a drawer left and right side panel. Make sure that the grooves on all the panels are facing inwards and the two holes in the side panels are located as shown. Now take a dowel and coat one end of it in glue. Then place the dowel in one of the dowel holes in a side panel. You may need to tap it in with a hammer. And you want to repeat this for the other two dowel holes. Now coat all three dowels in glue. Then fit the side panel to the front panel as shown here. Now take two medium-sized screws and secure the side panel to the front panel. Now want to repeat this process to attach the other side panel. Now take the drawer base and carefully slide it between the grooves in the side panel. Make sure it locates nicely in the groove in the front panel. Now carefully turn the drawer onto its base. Take the drawer back panel and position it between the two ends of the side panels. It needs to be positioned as shown. Now take two medium-sized screws and secure the side panel to the back panel. You need to do this for both side panels. Now turn the drawer upside down. Safety goggles are always a good idea whenever hammering in nails. Make sure the base is correctly positioned in all the grooves. Then take a small nail and hammer it through the base into the back panel. You need to hammer in nails in all the positions shown here. Your drawer is now complete. All you need to do is repeat the process for the other three drawers. Let's assemble the bed frame. We'll start by laying out the headboard panels as shown. Make sure the two narrow panels have their finished edges facing towards the top of the bed frame, and the small drawer runner indents are facing upward. At the end of each panel, you'll notice screw holes and larger dowel holes. Now take a dowel and coat one side of it with glue. Place the dowel in the larger dowel hole. You may need to tap it home with a hammer. Now you need to repeat this so all 10 dowel holes in the panels have dowels. Now position the left and right bedposts as shown, so the 3 holes in the bedposts are facing upwards. When you turn over the bedposts, you should have 9 holes. The posts are handed. It is important that you position them correctly. Now take some glue and coat one of the dowels in a panel. Now insert the dowel into the dowel hole in the bedpost. You want to repeat this for all the dowels and panels. Now take a coarse threaded screw, pass it through the bedpost and screw the panel to the bedpost and tighten with an Allen key. Secure the other 3 panels to the bedpost in the same way, and then repeat the procedure on the other side. Now take a drawer runner. These must be positioned on the side of the bed which you wish to have your drawers. Now take a medium-sized screw, pass it through the drawer runner and locate it in the drawer runner indent on the narrow panel, and repeat the process for the other 2 screw holes. And then do the same to secure the lower drawer runner. Now take the footboard and position it so the 3 holes either side are facing upwards. You will also notice that there are some guidelines drawn on the footboard to help you position the drawer runners. As before, we need to position the drawer runner on your chosen side. Align the drawer runner up with the guide marks on the footboard, and then secure the drawer runner to the footboard with 3 medium-sized screws. And secure the lower drawer runner in the same way. Now take one of the bed side panels, and in the end of the side panel, place a dowel in the centre hole and tap it home with a hammer. And repeat this for the other side. And then you need to do the same again with the other side panel. Now take the footboard and 2 fine threaded bolts. Pass the bolts through the holes in the footboard. Now use the bolts to guide the dowel in the side panel into the footboard. Now draw back one of the bolts and place a cup nut into the hole as shown. Then screw the bolt into the cup nut and tighten with the Allen key, and repeat this for the other bolt and cup nut. You need to repeat this procedure to fit the other side panel. We now need to attach the headboard in the same way as we attached the footboard. We need to make sure that the bolts are nice and tight. This is also something that we should do periodically whilst the bed is in use. Your bed frame should now look like this. Now take an end board finishing panel and place a dowel in the dowel hole as shown here. You'll also need to repeat this on the other side of the finishing panel, and repeat this process for the second finishing panel. The panel must be fitted to the headboard and footboard the correct way round. If it's incorrectly fitted, it will look like this. If it's correctly fitted, it will look like this. Now using 3 medium-sized screws, screw the panel to the headboard and secure the footboard panel in the same way. Let's fit the cupboard and the drawers. We'll start by using a tape measure to locate the centre of the side panel. On the inside of the side panel, use a pencil to mark the centre line. Now take the cupboard and lift it inside the bed frame, with the door facing outward. Now line up the centre drill hole in the cupboard with the centre mark on the side panel, and using 3 medium-sized screws, secure the cupboard to the side panel. Your bed should now look like this. Now distribute the bed slats, ribbon side down, onto the side panel rails. Now secure the centre bed slat and the end bed slats to the side rails using 6 narrow screws. Your bed should now look like this. Now all that's needed is for you to fit your drawers, and your dreams Bilbao storage bed is now ready for its mattress and a good night's sleep. Thank you for watching.